Hi there, this is Jackie Shepard with Abertay TV. This week we're joined with Club Funny Boy, Danny Milne. Hi there, Danny. Thanks for joining us.
No problem, Jackie.
Before we start, that's an interesting T-shirt you've got on. Who's that? Is that the wife or a fan? Explain that one for us.
This is Amy Child's Jackie. It's actually a funny story. During pre-season, me and the lads were down. We were doing as a team. We've done a tour of the UK. Just so that all the fans can get the opportunity to come and watch us train, and so we went down the west coast of the UK first, and we stopped obviously in the latter, we ended in London.
Brilliant.
So just as we'd done the U-turn, we had a night off. The gaffer gave us a night off, so we were out in Essex. So we're out. What was the place called again? I think it was a small club called the Cave in Essex, and we were actually introduced to the cast of the TV show The Only Way is Essex.
Brilliant.
Now, because we had a busy schedule at the time, none of the lads had the chance to see the programme, so a lot of us never knew who they were. So anyway, me and Amy got chatting that night, and she was a good girl, and I was giving her a bit of stick, about not being recognised by the lads, and obviously because of the industry that we're in, we're recognised all the time. So I was teasing her a bit about that, so I told her, listen, I'm going to be on the sofa with Jackie Shepard, so I'll give you a bit of publicity when I get there. So I thought, I'll get a print on my t-shirt. So if you're watching, Amy, you're welcome.
Brilliant, that's great. So Danny, when did you sign for the club, and what made you want to sign for the club?
Professionally, I signed in 2010. I was originally meant to sign in 2009, but there was a breakdown in the contract talks for reasons that we won't go into today. But the reasons why I signed for the club, I followed the club for years, great admirer of the past and previous players, so it's great to be part of a team like Abertay.
Great. You played with the club last year, and obviously we've had a few new team members this year. Yeah. What do you feel the difference in the team's like from last season to this season?
I think that as a club, Abertay has grown hugely over the last season.
Definitely. Partially
because, speaking for myself and on behalf of the other guys, there seems to be an incredible energy surrounding the club, and we've got a great dressing room full of characters. Not to mention, this year we've got a lot more strength and depth.
Brilliant, yeah. Well, that's good. So there's a lot of players at the club, obviously, and what about the backroom staff, the managers and the kit boys? Talk us through them. Do they have an influence on the team? The
backroom staff, they play a huge role, not only in the functioning of the club, but also they travel with us to games, and they're also fans of the club, which helps a lot. We've got a great medical team, the club doc and the physio, or Fizz as we like to call them, great lads, and it's just, they've made the club such a special place to be for me and for the rest of the players.
Brilliant, just make you feel at home.
Exactly.
Great. I know that a lot of other players have pre-match routines. Do you have one? Do you follow a pre-match routine quite strictly?
Well, my pre-match routine is terribly specific. It's the same every week in, week out. I've got to set my alarm clock for 7 AM. I wake up at 7 AM and immediately watch the game from the previous week. It gets me focused mentally and prepared for the match for the day. Just basic stuff really. Consistent breakfast. I always have my special K with sliced up banana.
Very
set
nice.
Me up nicely.
Very nice.
But other than that, maybe a bit of motivational music. But
good.
Pretty basic for me.
Is there anyone at the club that's got a funny pre-match routine? Anyone that stands out?
Oh, there's a couple. Jackie, David Stilley.
Right. Yeah.
David Stilley wears the same pair of white, or unwashed, and believe it or not, they're stained now. Unwashed pants every week. Luckily, the dressing room's big enough for the rest of the lads to avoid the smell. But other than that, you in London, every week, without doubt, vomits profusely. Every time before we leave the tunnel.
Wow! Just before the match, yeah.
Just right before the match.
Jeez. Right. Moving on. That's an interesting one. Few fantastic players at the club.
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite player to play up with?
I mean, the team as a unit, so much ability, but for myself as a winger, I think playing in front of Rory is a great thing. It gives me so much security and plenty of licence to attack. So I would need to say that my favourite person to play beside or in front of rather, Rory Donaldson.
Brilliant, and he's just a new boy, isn't he?
He's a new boy, so he's came in and he's proved himself sharp, which is good.
Great. You said earlier that you've supported the team for a long time, but I've got here, as a local boy, how does it feel to actually make it into the team that you supported for so many years?
Do you know what, Jackie, it's unbelievable. I mean, playing for the team that I've admired and followed since as long as I can remember is a great achievement for myself. I remember when I was a youth coming through the Abertay ranks, and I used to look up to players like Graham Hart, and I used to watch him week in, week out. And now that Big Hart has gone into management, it's such a pleasure for me to work under him.
Brilliant, and you used to have a season ticket, I take it?
Every year.
Brilliant. Well, that's great that you're coming up, playing with and under the people you admire. I have to ask this, what's your future at the club, Danny? Have you got any plans to move on? Are you going to stick at home?
Well, after this season, I've still got a few years left on my contract.
Right.
So obviously I'm committed to seeing out my contract. That is, of course, unless Simon Cowell offers me the next head judge position on the X Factor. I'd love that.
Everyone would take that.
In all seriousness, totally committed to the club, 100%. Looking forward to the future.
Brilliant, Danny. Thank you very much, and good luck today in
Thanks
your
very much,
league game. Cheers.